Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Okay, we gotta talk about Finn and this level of non self preservation. Listen, I'm not a monster, I have a heart, right? But it seems like he's more worried about what's gonna wind up happening with Miss Mondoon and her kids rather than him and his own child. Oh, there's one point even Liz is like, all right, what's gonna wind up happening to you? And Finn is like, oh, well, maybe I'll just sit there and just do research and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what? I mean, like I said, I get it. He doesn't want her getting arrested and going to jail. What's going to end up happening with the kids? But you gotta sit there and think about your own child as well. I mean, Hayden's not in the picture because reasons, but, and Tracy's like, yo, listen, if she, is in on it or whatever, you gotta sit there and think about yourself. Hell, it got to a point. It got so bad to the point where, at one point, the wife sits there and approach him, and Alexa's like, listen, you can't really be sitting there doing this. You can't, like, don't talk to her. Don't give her or Diane any more information than you need to sit there and give her. And what does Finn do? No, it's okay. Let her speak. What the? It's like. Now, before then, they're having a little strategy meeting talking about Sam and if she can find some sort of proof that, Dennis knew about his condition and decide to, listen, let the family sue so this way they can get some money. Whatever happens to Finn, but at least my family be taken care of. But while they're doing that, Tracy's like, we don't have any proof at this point right now. So we gotta sit there and wait and just hope that she's able to find something. Now, towards the end, Marty's sitting there saying, like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to sit there and go with this, um, that she knew the truth, or what do you want to do? And he's all like, I don't know. It's kind of dumb in a sense. It's like, again, I'm not a monster, but you got to sit there and think about yourself and your child. You got to think about your child and what's going to wind up happening to her if you lose your job. All right. The scene with Trina and Spencer, it didn't really do anything for me. Here's the thing. It only does something if you are a Sabrina fan or if you're a romance fan or whatever. Other than that, you could have kind of like took it or missed it. The only thing that I actually did like towards it, and I think everyone's going to know at this point, is Esme. Now, speaking of Esme, let's talk about the only person with a goddamn brain at this point. So Kevin wakes up and, he tells Laura and Jordan, I think. I don't know if I can remember who was in the room. Maybe it was Jordan. No, it was Portia. And tells them that Esme did it. They were talking, everything was copacetic, and then out of nowhere, lights out. Now Laura's like, hey, listen, we on a trail with her, and we feel like she's going to Canada, because of a letter and stuff. And Kevin's like, that just doesn't really make any sense, Like something's just kind of off about the whole thing. Because, Kevin's the only one in Port Charles right now that seems to have a brain. But while that's going on, you got Dante and Chase in Canada. He look like they're about to sit there and kick down the damn door at this point. They talk to Fitzgerald, and she pretty much kind of tells them that, listen, I want to sit there and try to help the poor girl, but I wasn't sitting there trying to do no face to face. So whatever letters that y'all got, that was like months ago. I have not sat there and talked to her since. And Dante, he realized that he'd been played. They're sitting there thinking that she used her credit card, but when Alexis gets there, Alexis realizes that she used a company credit card. They track the purchase down to Paris, and now they're all like, "Oh my God, they're sitting there going, she's going after Trina and Spencer." I'm like, It's just so dumb. It's like, really? You just happen to find a letter there that leads you, she just happens to lead. And why would she actually have a letter there? This is what I don't understand. She just happens to have a letter by the office. Like, why would she bring that to work? Like, none of that makes any sense. And these are two so-called trained detectives. I swear, I get a lot of times you gotta dumb things down and sit there and kind of get to the plot, but now Curtis is ready to sit there and push himself with the physical therapist. And Stella comes in and Stella's like, listen, I don't think this is a good idea, whatever. Tells him to kind of slow down. And he's always been like that since he was a child, always kind of pushing the limits and, playing basketball against people much older and bigger than him. So the therapist comes back, they do their little workout session, and, he doesn't stand up the first time he tries to stand. Now, Stella gives him some sort of full house pep talk about not giving up and everything like that, and it works. On adversity and trying and, not giving up on the first try or something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of like looking at my phone when she started with the whole full house moment, but it seemed to work. Because he was doubting himself, ready to give up on the first try, but whatever. I've never actually went through that, so I'm not going to sit there and judge too hard. I don't know what Tracy's about to do because at some point, um, Tracy talks to um, Miss Muldoon or whatever. So I don't know if she's going to sit there and try to pay her off, offer a bribe or something like that. Whatever it is, I feel like it's going to wind up doing more harm than good. Now, the one thing, okay, a couple of things I'll sit there and say about the Sabrina scene is I am glad that Spencer did realize that he was a very privileged kid growing up and that he does not want his brother to be anywhere near as much as extra as he was. Also, he does sit there and talk about he is going to be occupying his time doing something different, maybe trying to learn how to cook or something like that. Not just sit there waiting for a Trina to sit there and get out of, class and tells her, hey, listen, you're here to study and stuff like that. We could sit there and do something afterwards. So don't feel like you have to sit there and rush back to me and stuff like that. This is your time. This is your moment. And you see me when you see me. But he's going to keep himself occupied, which is something that Marshall and Stella did sit there and say to him, or was sitting there asking, like, what are you going to be doing while Trina's in class, just to kind of make sure that he has something that he's just not waiting and whatever. So I also didn't say that much. That's probably like the best takeaways I could sit there and give, and of course, Esme showing up there towards the end, which is I don't understand, like, what, never mind. I'm not even gonna sit there and just go with just how fickle that no one bothered to sit there and check the credit card. You would think that would be like an alert thing too, especially a flight to Paris. This isn't like little office supplies like here and there and stuff like that. You telling me that accountant didn't sit there and look at this and be like, Alexis, yeah, this might, like, you know, charter a flight to Paris? It, whatever. I'm not even gonna sit there and even. Okay. Um, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else that went up happening. But I always miss stuff here and there. So as I always sit there and say, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be sitting there talking for an hour and a half about General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless. And yeah, and if you're not a member, make sure you click the description box below. Become a member, do monthly member shoutouts, which I actually have to do that soon. Monthly member shoutouts, exclusive live streams, and exclusive videos for members only. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.